This morning, the City of Thunder Bay proclaimed June 30th as Indigenous Survivors Day, with a flag-raising ceremony followed by a gathering at Hillcrest Park. The day honors the strength, resilience, and voices of residential school survivors. Emma Chilton reports.
The day's events began with an Indigenous drum group and a flag-raising ceremony at City Hall. The city's manager of Indigenous Relations, Tanis Thompson, says she's glad to see the recognition of Indigenous Survivors Day and what it means for the First Nations, Inuit, and Métis populations in this community and region.
And this act and raising the flag at City Hall, and not only City Hall, but Hillcrest Park to fly half-mast annually, year-round, to acknowledge, the children, the survivors, the veterans. It's so meaningful and impactful.
Acting Mayor Greg Johnson says it's important for the City of Thunder Bay to recognize the survivors and their stories.
An opportunity for people to come out and celebrate, which is also always very important. I think also just the recognition too, not only on the part of people that are here, but the City of Thunder Bay. We had some pretty powerful speeches and words, and that gives people an opportunity to tell their truth.
The event then moved to Hillcrest Park and featured more traditional ceremonies and survivor reflections. Fort William First Nation Chief Michelle Solomon says acknowledging the truth that has happened with Indigenous peoples and their history will help non-Indigenous people understand what has happened in our collective history.
But today is really significant to acknowledge the survivors and their resiliency of having experienced the trauma that they have through the multiple systems that they've experienced.
Thunder Bay Indigenous Advisory Council member and residential school survivor David Wilkinson Samard says these ceremonies are a way of acknowledging the positive things that are happening in our community for residential school survivors.
We have to have these difficult conversations about what has happened to First Nations people and Indigenous, and also the Métis that have suffered as well. I think these conversations are really important to acknowledge, the past, but also to remember that going forward that we have a lot of really positive things that are going on in the community.
Emma Chilton, TBT News.